we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School from every. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Yes, today in the School Sports Podcast, we are going to look at the inspections that took place at Seroma Christian High School and also the updates from the district qualifiers. I'm Mwangs Moses Kayua, joined with Jude Atwine in the studio.
Good evening, everyone. Jude Atwine, happy to be back on the School Sports Podcast, and a lot to be discussed, of course, from the Ball Games 1 inspections in Mukono, and also the district qualifiers that have started across the country. We know this is the stage that most people get to enjoy their schools, especially before being eliminated as they try to qualify for the national showpiece.
Yes, starting with Seroma Christian High School, Mr. Jude, can you take us through what basically transpired in the inspection?
Yeah, a team, as we viewed already last week, we had a team that moved out to Gulu, and also that was Elira for the ball games, too, and also the National Boys Football Championship. But this week we had the team, of course, with some new faces on it, visiting Seroma Christian High School in Mukono, who are the hosts for the Ball Games 1 this year. And much to their appeasement, they found that the school is very ready. They looked at facilities also in the surrounding areas, especially at UCU, University. They also at Our Lady of Africa, Mukono, Bishop SS Mukono, Nachisunga Sub-County Grounds, and Seroma Christian High School will be accommodating the girls and also the opening ceremony plus the racket games. That is some of the footage that we saw from Seroma Christian High School, having a walk alongside, they were actually taken through by the resident director, that is Mrs. Amelia Chambade, head teacher Kayanja Edith for Seroma Christian High School, who said it was an honor to host these games and it's a very big task for them being able to have these facilities ready in time. You know, we're already at the district qualifier stage in most parts of the country, and now it's very important to have the facilities ready because you know the standards also for the ball games one. We saw what happened last year in Bukedia. It was you have the fields which are up to the standard. You have everyone cooperating to the level that they can. And now this year at Seroma, they had the plenary, which is like the final meeting where they decide is the school ready or not. And yeah, they are 9 out of 10 of the times they have been working on it, and they're ready.
Yes, so on giving Seroma Christian High School a green light to host the USA Ball Games 1, just from the previous inspections that have been carried out, what do you assess on that? Because they are still having some constructions going on and they're already having the green light. They are like believing in them that it's possible to do everything. How do you say about it?
That shows the like the plan you present to the team that comes for inspection is very important. From the bidding process, they showed us that they had a plan to set up a stadium which will be ready by the time these games start. We've seen that before with Bukedia Comprehensive, which had, and also Amus College when they were hosting the East Africa Games 2025, I think. And this is the same case scenario at Seroma. They are beating a time to see that this stadium is ready by the time we have these games. And also, remember in bidding, we had schools that are on standby. In case this school is not ready to host, then there's a school on standby. I think it is Mbarara High or Ontario School that is on the standby to host the ball games one. Yeah, in case Seroma Christian isn't ready on time. But from what we saw, as you can see, the basketball pitches at UCU, the number of grounds in Achisunga and all that, the team was very confident that they will be delivered in time. Yeah, and the games will go on successfully. Because if they weren't ready, then still the team would have gone ahead and inspected maybe the standby school to see a plan B, because we're also beating, we are against time, as we can see at this time of the year.
Yeah, also looking still at Seroma Christian High School, there are some renovations that are still being made. There are some stadiums under construction. Very many things are still being set up. Can you take us through some of the constructions that are still going on? The stadium, those new facilities they are putting up.
Yeah, the main project for these games, I think, is that stadium. They presented the plan obviously last year for that stadium. Not quite having the name right, but it's one of them facilities that looks more like the project that was done at Bukedia, as I've said before. It's the one that's not ready, quite not ready. If you can see from the footage, you can see that it's not yet. Yeah, that's the site, but it promises, because I think they're working day and night to get it ready ahead of the games. And also, if the school is supporting, it is 100% in it, then it will be just a matter of time before we get it. You can see the stands, then the playing surface, which will be up to the standard. Remember, this is one of those pitches that will host girls football, which is part of the ball games one. And also there are other playing fields at UCU, at Our Lady of Africa. They're very, yes, there is more to these facilities in Mukono than just this one sports facility. But I think it's going to change a lot in terms of Seroma Christian. We've had them play in basketball, which you can see they've got good facilities in regard to basketball,
Yeah.
and also the racket games, but also the swimming pool there, which is actually, I think, for the ball games one, swimming is not part, but they will also host the swimming gala before the East Africa games. But when you look at the facilities at Seroma, I think they are very much ready.
All right. Then, with some more remarks about the inspections, we are looking at Seroma Christiana School having co-hosts. Now, how do you assess the distances from Seroma Christiana School and to the nearby schools that it's going to host with? Because normally people have been finding difficulties, the schools in arriving to the playgrounds on time, and very many other issues.
Yeah, the distance between these playing fields, I think it won't be much of a problem, because it's not just about the distances by that worries the people. Maybe the traffic jam in Mukono, but during these games, I think we've had more games. We've had games before in the same area, so it won't be very new to games teachers and coaches on how to plan for their teams to travel from Seroma, where the girls are residing, to the playing fields. And also, being that Seroma has games already inside, then it makes even the planning much better.
Yeah. So concerning the distances, even I can also add on that, someone who has ever been in Kono. For the issue of traffic jam, someone can easily survive that because there is some route that it's not tarmacked that passes behind Mokono town. It can take you direct to UCU, so it can solve that issue of jam. I
Sure.
think the co-host, it was a very nice suggestion and very good picking from them. Yes, on the inspections, do you still have something to speak about them, or we can proceed to more things?
I think it's just as you've seen from the content that came from there, the footage of the facilities, what this team looked at, headed by Assistant Commissioner Sami Odong. It was just assurance that the games will be hosted by Seroma and the facilities will be ready or just on time, because actually the rest of them facilities are ready, but just this playing the pitch that Seroma dedicated to be constructed just in time for these games, it's the only thing remaining, but they will beat the clock
Yeah,
to
maybe
have it ready.
something I feel like we have left. We have talked about facilities, but people might be there. We always have the new audience viewing us. They might be like, which games are we going to play during the ball games one? What are we going to have on ground? And what were we really testing in those inspections for the facilities? People have seen the football pitch and they are like, we are seeing this football pitch, but we are seeing football boys is not going to be in Seroma. Now, what's that football pitch going to be used for? We also saw very many other facilities in our footage. So basically, what can we have from the disciplines we are going to have in ball games one?
Yeah, actually, ball games one, I was trying to find out here to have them just. We have about 10 sports disciplines: football girls, rugby 15s, hockey, basketball,
Yes.
badminton, under 17 netball, under 17 volleyball, under 17 handball, under 17 basketball 3x3,
Yes.
table tennis, and tennis. These are the sports disciplines that are in ball games one. It will be taking place from 1st to 10th May. Then for this year, it was separated from the National Boys Football Championship, which will come immediately after from 10th to 20th in Lira, which I think is also a massive talking point, by the way, because
Exactly.
previously we had them running concurrently, and also people would find it very difficult to follow. Like if you have a team
In ball
in the
games
boys,
one,
and
yeah.
you want also to follow your team in the girls. Take an example like Kawempe Muslim having a team in the boys their side and girls. Yeah,
Amos College.
yeah, it would be very difficult to follow up or to decide where to go and watch. And
Exactly.
yeah, but this time you have a chance to go watch maybe your team in hockey,
Yeah.
then move on and go and watch your team in football boys 10 days later.
Yes, to our viewers, you have heard the disciplines that are going to take place in the Ball Games 1 at Seroma Christian High School. As you have heard, they are not only one sport like boys, most of them they are combined boys and girls, as you have heard, speaking about them. So, for this first segment of the podcast, that's what we have heard, basically the inspection. We are going to have a quick break and we are going to be back with the district qualifiers. Thank you.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the
amazima gali nti wonna omulimo one gusanze ku ground gubadde omulimu mulungi ddala nti amazima gali nti wonna ku masomero ge tutuuseeko ba head teachers b'amasomero ago bali willing okubanga bakolagana ne Sacred Heart tutenga omutegesi asooka nti bw'otunuulira ebiseera bye tugenze nga tulambula byonna biri ready okubanga receiving abaana tusuubira abaana bangi ddala era tubadde tugezezza okulaba nga twanguya okubanga tukebera ebisaawe bino tube nga tufuna ebisaawe ebisinga obulungi abaana kwe banaazanyira era wenjogerera kati tufunyeyo ebisaawe ebisukka mu 18 ebigenda okubanga biddukanyizibwako empaka zino zitugenda okubeerawo mu ttaamu ejja wakati wa June ne July. Bonna amasomero agajja mu ssuubi esinga obulungi nti amazima gali nti amasomero agasazeewo okutegeka gaagala nnyo era gaagala gabawo ekisinga obulungi. Kyensuubira nti bwe tunaaba tutuuse wano tusobola okufuna ekisinga obulungi engeri gye mbalabye.
Assistant Commissioner for Physical Education and Sports at the Ministry of Education and Sports. I have been tasked by the ministry to lead a team from the ministry and Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association to travel to Gulu and Lira to inspect the sports facilities for this year, where the secondary schools are going to have their games. We have inspected the accommodation facilities. Girls will be accommodated at a Sacred Heart SS in Gulu, while boys will be accommodated at Gulu High School. The facilities, these being boarding schools and housing a big number of children and students, they are good. They are in good order, so we are not worried much about accommodation. Sports facilities are spread within those schools and other schools, neighboring schools like Gulu College of Health Sciences, Gulu University, we have Laibi, among others. We have moved to all these schools and most of the facilities are okay, save for a few where we have told them to improve here and there. So this is basically the exercise we are undertaking, and we pray that come July, all schools from all over Uganda are supposed to be here in Gulu for the ball games 2 competitions.
Yes, as we have seen from those interviews, there were a continuation of the interviews we had from the inspections that was from Gulu and Lila, and we are back to continue with our program as we are set for today. So, Jude, looking into the district qualifiers, we want you to tell us something, but before that, people will be like, in USSA, follow us every day at the Uganda Secondary School Sports Association. There are those people who are confused. They are used to nationals. At times they hear regionals. Now they are hearing district qualifiers. They might hear post plays. So how can you draft for us that structure so that even a new follower to Uganda Secondary School Sports Association can clearly understand the momentum of the things right now?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's very important at this stage, before heading for the nationals, someone to understand the different levels that these teams come through.
Yes.
To get to compete with the rest of the country. First of all, under the hierarchy, we know that USSSA is made of 19 zones.
Yeah.
Now we're going to take a case like Ankole zone. Ankole zone will have districts under it, and then these districts have like sub zones. That is like a neighboring school competing with its, but like schools in the neighborhood, same neighborhood competing, which you'd hear like people saying regionals, zonals. These are words that have been used interchangeably, but they try to mean different things at different times.
Yes.
Now, at this stage, we are having district qualifiers, which is the first level of qualifiers before you go to the zone. But then, if you look at Masindi, they play like municipal ground first.
Yeah.
Then these schools come from municipal to the district, then to the zone. And at each level, these zones have defined like 2 teams come from this stage to the next stage. So it's like, it's not easy to define what goes around the whole country in just one. Like generally, you can't just say that in Kampala we play
Exactly.
like sub-zone to district to
That's
zonal.
where I was going, because it's kinda unique for Wakiso and
Yes.
Kampala.
For every zone, by the way.
Yeah.
Because like right now, you call someone in Bushenyi, they will tell you they are at the district. But ask them last week what were they playing, because they had teams playing and then they won trophies at that stage. So it's very important that you get to know each zone separately, because they have different levels of qualification depending on even the size, by the way. I think Wakiso is the biggest.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Got a number of schools participating in these games.
and not just the number, but also the sample, like
The sample space, like
yeah,
the
it's
district in size.
yeah, it's too big.
Yeah.
And at this stage, we're having schools like Nsanji zone. This is where Budo SS participates, I think.
Agri zones.
Agri zone. But now this is a stage where you won't hear Budo playing Chitende. No, you'll hear Budo playing the neighboring school in that zone. But then you'll hear when they reach the Wakiso zone stage, which is the final stage, the nationals, where you'll hear the big names coming out of the region. So it's very important at this time to understand which are like what is the lowest level in each zone that this particular zone starts. But generally for all of them is that they start with neighboring schools. Like I'm located here, you're there, we play, qualify to the next, and we get to the district. Then at the district, we involve schools that travel a bit up to
Yeah.
the zone, which invites schools in the whole region. Yeah, so for now, yeah, I think that could easen it a bit.
Yes, then from the districts, throwing a hint to where these people head to. Now, currently they're on the district qualifiers. Now, teams that will win from there, or the ones that will be selected as the best teams, where are they advancing to?
Yeah, for now, we all we're hearing is we haven't gotten much time or much, I would say, much manpower to cover all these games at this stage because it is early days to be able to follow up the results of each school. Because even at this stage, remember, a school can register 2 teams to play. You have like Gombe A and Gombe B. Then when they reach a certain stage, they will have to join up and then form one team. So it's still the lowest of levels of qualification. All we can hear is we are playing district, but it's still like the first step towards your qualification before going to the district and also to the zone. Yes, but so far what we've seen from a number of zones, we've had schools starting up by qualifying from municipal level. So, yeah, we've seen schools in Bokedia, schools in Bushenyi, in
Lila.
yes, Rakai district. I've seen updates
Masindi.
coming from there. Yeah, all these schools, as the producer shows us some of that content that's been coming in from these different districts. But and also Rukunjiri, I've seen something from Rukunjiri.
Have very many.
Lira, yes, I've seen Pius Okwi updating stuff from Lira. And
Talk-
at this stage, schools are focused more on getting to the next stage by hook or crook. Although we know that some schools don't have the intention of playing up to the nationals because because of the facilitation or maybe they are not ready. But this time, schools are playing with students who are only on the system. So it means to play in these games, you need to be having all your athletes on the system.
You're still looking at district. We can see schools already showing up, big schools. For instance, Mentor SS from Lila.
No, all schools are big. You can
Yeah.
just say big school.
So, like at the start of this year, schools that have been showing up power in the sport of football. For instance, Mentor SS, right from Lila district, they have so far played their game day 1, and today they have had their. Today it's ED day. I think they will progress with on the weekend. So far, Mentor SS has showed up that really there are potential people to look at come in the next stages of the game. Let's say the zonal together up to the nationals, because we can see on game day 1 they had a 4-1 win over Elite, and they also had a 5-0 win over Dara SS from Lila district.
Actually, that you just said that being Eid actually didn't stop the football going on in Bukedia.
Yeah.
Bukedia, we had Amos College had to play a quarter final at midday. I think it was
I think this afternoon. That's
yeah,
when they
yeah,
are
yeah.
set for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Moss College and Morehouse SS, they had to
Yeah.
play quarterfinals, and also Bukedia Comprehensive was busy in that regard. But if you look at where the stage is at now,
Yeah.
the schools are getting very, very tight. And I think this is the stage where everyone gets to enjoy their school, because at this stage, the competition is not as much as it gets when when we proceed to the zone, because you look at that's Masindi, thanks to
That's where
Basima
exactly I
Heron.
wanted to look at. So people are busy watching the footage going on the screen. They are like, what's happening?
Yeah, that's Masindi. And this is the stage where people get to enjoy their schools winning a lot of football games, because the competition at this stage is not as big as the nationals.
Yeah.
And also you get to see the rivalries now. Last year we had, in that same zone, Bunyoro, it was very tough. Kabalega, SS, Masindi, SS, Masindi, Ame. Uh, it's a lot of competition that side. You can see the celebrations already. They have the trophies on there.
More
That-
so between
and that
Kabalega-
could be your final trophy, by the way. You can win a trophy at the district, and that is the final one for the year.
More so, we have talked about rivalries, more so between Masindi Ame and the Kabalega SS. Those are two potential teams that have been always showing up power from Bunyoro.
Yeah, and
over
you
the
look
years.
at, actually, in them days, early days, when in Rukunji we had St. Jerome Ndama, which I've seen.
Under 20, right from 1993 up to 2025.
Oh,
So I can start like maybe with the recent years. 2025, it's Kabalega SS. 2024, Kabalega SS.
that's
2023, Kabalega SS. 2022,
ah.
Masindi SS. So you can see there is that big competition in that.
Which competition?
So-
Yet it is Kabalega SS. That is just dominance. But
But
what I'm
here we
just
are
trying to
looking
say
at-
is that there is a lot more to enjoy at this stage
Yeah.
than maybe the nationals, arguably, because these people are getting, they just come from their houses from where to the pitch to watch their schools.
Yeah.
And also very accessible than someone maybe traveling to
Traveling,
Lira
across
come May,
districts.
yeah, to go and watch the big championship. But at this stage, what you're just reading is just dominance of Kabalega. It was scripted
But
by
if you were
maybe
to see the way they have been faring, we will see that they have been taking a win of 1-0 penalties, and that's
Yeah.
the way they have been
Yeah, I think
overtaking their rivals.
that's the beauty at this stage. There is nothing like a 5-0 win because of the rivalry. If
Yeah.
you've seen, actually, it is more of like derbies in it, because you look at schools competing at this stage, they've not brought in like
Yeah.
big names at this stage. It
Now,
is
like,
the real homeboys.
At that very footage you are seeing, that was actually Masindi Ame celebrating, because
Yes.
they are the ones that took. Now you can see the dominance of Kabalega from 2023 to 2025, ending on the semi-finals
I don't know.
after 1-0 defeat.
You must be on the payroll for Kabalega. You mentioned Kabalega on
Kabalega.
the podcast today.
Just that in our team here in media, we have the man who usually calls himself the Kabalegian. So I think that's the vibe I'm getting for Kabalega SS, mentioning it most of the times.
You might not know its record at this level. Last year, they were beaten at the semi. They were on the verge of not qualifying for the nationals. So you wouldn't want to
Yeah,
be
and
on
also
on the supporting
It's
side
the
of.
school from the Bunyoro zone that has appeared most of the times at the nationals.
Yeah, but also if we are to move on to the rest of the zones,
Yeah.
we saw Bodo SS after being champions for Buganda last week. They've also kicked off their qualifiers in Sanji zone, and yeah, they've played a number of games so far. We've also seen Sironko District USA football qualifiers,
Yes.
and that is. They've had games played today, and I would like to thank teacher Sefatia Mazanga, PRO, Sironko District School Sports Association. Yeah.
Yes, even in Nebi district, that's from the West Nile zone. I can see their fixtures are already out and they are starting their district games on Monday.
That is Nebi.
Yeah, Nebi.
Okay.
Where you can see schools like Mamba SS, Padel Community, St. Augustine High School, St. Thomas, and many schools.
Yeah, and also Masaka, in Masaka, Rakai District, Masaka Zone,
Yes.
Rakai District qualifiers also underway, where they've started actually today and they end on Sunday. They've got about 7 groups for their games, but they haven't confirmed all the participants. I can see from here, Lamine SS, Buyamba Manja, among others. And yeah, I think it's very good at this stage.
Yeah.
Although we've not actually had like any show at this stage. There are no shockers.
By the
Because
way,
it's
actually,
basically like 5 schools competing, then 2 proceed. It's still to the smallest of levels so far.
yeah. Actually, for Masaka City, there were the draws that were released, and I think this weekend on Monday they are to start. Maybe a quick, a quick, a quick through the fixtures for the draws. So, like in Group D, I can see Masaka Citizen, Isaac Newton High School, Archbishop Chwanka SS, Masaka Parents, Taboka Islamic. Group A, there is Numas SS, Kako SS, Mawanda Hill. Group C, there is St. Henry's College Chitovu, Masaka Islamic SS, St. Bruno, St. Gerard SS Vocational, Kiza Memorial. Group B, Notre Dame High School, St. Anthony SS Kayunga, Kadugala SS, Nyendo Mixed, Nseresta Vocational. Yeah, I think that's it
Yeah.
from Masaka groups.
Yeah, and as I've emphasized, it's this stage that you need to come out and support
Yeah.
the school. It's the stage where the OBs actually get to know that our school does not have a jersey, and also
Exactly.
some footage I think from the other day. I don't know how true it was. Which school was that playing did you see that video?
For the finals in
No.
where exactly?
No, I think you didn't. You probably didn't see that. But at this stage, this is where schools are organizing, focusing on what they need to achieve throughout this year. Because at the district qualifiers, each school participates. Now, when we get to the actually this is not the district qualifiers, but through the sub-zone qualifiers, then to the district qualifiers,
Yes.
every school is participating.
At that very moment, we have talked about that these current games are showing things to improve. Just within the week, I think yesterday or some 2 days ago, we happened to see some picture of a school playing when the field was already flooding, where the president came in to speak something about it. What do you say about that?
The president?
Yeah, the USA president.
I didn't see any message from the president.
But he talked about that picture after seeing the picture in one of the USSSA platforms. It was a picture, I think, from the ends of Mbarara. There were some 2 schools playing when the field was already flooding. But they
No, it was just
just
a video from Kabale, but we have no proof that this is. We don't organize
all these schools.
Yes, we don't have the competition like Kabale USSSA games. No, that's not a competition on the calendar, do we? But I saw that and I was kind of like maybe it is a water game. Because there's close to no chance that you could allow a football match being played in you could hardly touch the ground. So I don't know.
Yeah, still more from the district qualifiers. Do you have like something more to speak about them? Let's say updates from any district.
Yeah, I think the final one we can go with is that Bokedia comprehensive full time. That is in boys category match day 2 in the quarterfinals. Southern Campus. It's played out by it's actually beaten Qualifier Seed School by 11 goals to nil. This is what I was speaking about. At this stage, the margins are either very small or very big because now that is an 11-goal victory for Kedia Comprehensive South. That is the latest I've seen from the game they played earlier on, and also the quarterfinal, Moose College 3-0, Bukedia Lifeline. Those were in the boys too. A game that was played at Boma Ground. I think that could be it for today's school sports podcast in regards to
the district qualifiers.
Because next Friday we'll be back with a much more clearer picture of these games because it's still the smallest level of competition. People can get to enjoy these games by just moving out to the community and then have a look at what your team's got ahead of this year's national championship. it's very enjoyable actually at this stage. The pressure is there, the rivalry, the old memories. But come to the national stage, there won't be any chance that you see such margins, 11-0. No. I don't think it will happen to be there.
Yeah, still into the district qualifiers, maybe to make an overview for them. We are seeing some districts you have not yet had. There are some districts that have not yet started. Districts like from this Kampala, some from Wakiso. So from Wakiso they are playing something like zones. There are some of them have not yet started, and across the country, yet a few, which are very few, are the ones that are done with the district. I think that's only Masindi so far. That's done.
Actually, what we were speaking about, the president's statement,
Yeah.
I've got it from the PR that it was the video whereby a funny caption there, updates from Kabale City Lusa Games, Linesman was named man of the match. And then
You
the
can
president
hear.
came out and said the extensive water accumulation on the field resulting from the heavy rainfall significantly impeded the ball's movement. It is our professional assessment that the referees should have suspended the game under these circumstances. I think it is clear, it is very much clear that a game cannot be, not just even if it was maybe an ED Cup or a Christmas Cup or what, the game cannot go on in such a condition, which I think the greatest law of the game, common sense.
Now, how do you really analyze that? Because most of the football tournaments, people have seen them continuing when it is raining. So how do you clarify it that if it reaches at such a level, it has to stop basing on the rules of the game?
No, just as I've said, the rule of common sense. Because most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, the field won't flood like this. This is a municipal stadium, I think. It is confined in maybe in a fence, so you can account for that flooding. This is, I think, a pool of water. They were playing in a pool of water. This should be swimming now, not football.
Yes, and also for Mokono district, they are heading into the round of 16. Some fixtures are to be played tomorrow and others will be on Sunday. I think that's it for the district qualifiers. I think we can have a quick break and we finalize when we are back.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all.
Yes, we are wrapping up today's podcast. Basically, I want to thank the people I've worked with today, people in the machines, Thibaut Onesimus, Gad William, the guest, Judah Twine, normally seen as the host, but today is the guest. The studio, I'm seeing John on the cameras. Yeah, these people are really doing a great work behind the scenes. I thank everyone for today's School Sports Podcast. I also urge you to follow the USSA platforms. You just type USA Online on any social media platform you think like. Thank you. May God bless you.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the